couple days since we put the piping for the micro hydro in. So I'm going to walk down there and look at the gauge and see how much PSI we have. Because when we left the other day, we were thinking we were at 60 PSI where we left it. And that gained all the way from 0 to 60. It was about, I'd say 15-20 minutes. So it didn't take too long to get there. But I'm going to hike on down here. Oh, yeah, this is the right way. Yeah, this is the right way. So we got two ways to go to the river. We got the one way that goes all the way up to the top where the inlet is, and this one where the end of the penstock is, which is the same area where Seth's pickup takes in the water. So we're dumping, he's picking it up, and pretty much using all the same water. So that's pretty nifty on how we worked that out. Actually, Seth, he did all that lovely geography, Google Earth stuff. I'm sure it took a little time to do it, but I think it's going to work out really well. He's doing about, I think he's going to be ended up with 300 watts, and we're going to be, if we're at 90 when we get down there, we'll be about 250, somewhere around there, watts. So that's going to be amazing for our off-grid system to be able to run a refrigerator through the night. And of course, when it's sunny out too, we'll have the solar pumping in some amps as well, which will actually help us run some AC, which would be awesome because it does get a little bit of, I should say, humid in there because it rains and then the sun comes out and all that fun stuff. So if we can get it to cool down a little bit in that house during the day, that would be awesome. At night, it's always usually pretty good. Woo! How about slid down the mountain, but we're good. And so some nights it gets kind of mucky. So if we had the AC running through the night as well, that would be awesome. But normally, after a couple hours after sunset, it cools down relatively good enough to get a nice rest. So we're not too picky on getting AC, but if we're able to, that would be awesome. But if not, oh well. That's the life off-grid. So I think I passed it. Yep, we gotta go down this way. So this way is towards our piping. Of course, as you can see, hopefully, there's the pipe going down. But anyways, it's kind of awkward holding the camera like that backwards. I don't know, I gotta get used to this camera holding stuff. So my camera lady's not here, which is my girl. Is not here today. She's off doing errands and stuff like that. So actually, I just took a break from the building the my son's bedroom to come down here and check it out because it was getting a little warm. Pumping it out, getting those 2x4s cut and everything. Of course, I'm letting the battery charge on my drill so I can actually screw in all those pieces together so we can stand up that last wall, which is going to be load-bearing wall for the roof that goes there. But we still have to finish the roof on the main house. So still got a little bit of ways to go. All right, here we are at the end. A little chat while we wandered down the mountain, not too far. I think it was only about 10 minutes or so. Wow, longer than that? Well, actually no, I can't tell. It doesn't have a timer on here. It just tells me how much time I have left to recording. Still gotta get used to that too. Alright, so here I am at the end. Looks like we're kind of about the same, just by a first glance. Here, let me turn this camera around so I can see and you can see, or everybody can see. Let's see. Let's see. Alright, so we're still 60 psi, which isn't the greatest thing that I was wanting to see here. Let's see, let's let a little bit out. See if we can get some air flowing. And look at that. I mean, that is just beautiful. So we'll let this run for a little bit. So we're kind of still maintaining 60, even with a little crack. So I'm assuming that might be what we're looking at when the jet is on, spinning the turbine. I assume. Not sure yet. Let's see if we can get a little bit more to flow a little bit more. Ooh, yeah, listen to that. Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's like a fire hose. It's kind of what I needed when my first smoker burnt down. Which I haven't told anybody about that. It's kind of embarrassing. But it's okay. So just slowing it down. It kind of dropped there for a second. Let me fluctuate. Let's see if we can get this thing to slow down. Let's go bouncing there a little bit. I don't know. Still 60 psi. I think he was talking if it was at 60. I think we were doing a calculation of 180 watts, something like that. But depending on how Spencer winds that motor, that'll determine everything else as well. Let's give it another run. Always drops a little bit whenever it goes down. And drop it down to, see if we can get 40. Get some of that air out of here. That's even if you can hear me. Loud. Loud. Definitely maintaining a certain PSI whenever we just keep letting it go. Slowly shut it so we don't bust everything. I believe that's where we're going to be. I don't think we're going to have any more PSI after that. So there's our ride going on up into Neverland. But I don't know. So I'm gonna walk up to the top, I think, and see how our intake's doing. But yeah, I was hoping for 90, but I don't think we're gonna do much more than that. Whoa, about fell over. Yep, still at 60. Well, you know, that's just the way it is sometimes. I'll just set that over there like that. don't know, the calculation was 90 psi, but you know. Anyway, so I'm gonna turn this little section off here, and then when I get back up to the top, I'll come back on camera, because it's 600 feet up. So, plus I'll be halfway out of breath anyway, so I won't be able to talk. Alright, so I'm down here by the intake. Got it flowing pretty quick, I think. This is, like I said, storms are brewing. We're gonna get some more water. I think it's looking pretty good. We got all kinds of goody sediment in here. Yeah, look at all that. There's our inlet. Of course, it's not on, so it's definitely going to overflow. So yesterday I came down here and did this. A little bit better support, I believe, for our pin stop. So that's good. And then of course this is our tap for our drinking water, which is just a 1/2 inch uniseal, and it just pops all together. And of course, all insulated for when winter comes. So that's working out very well. So let's take a trip down to the turbine, and well, I actually need to grab my hat first, and then we'll see if we can keep a constant spun up on a big old jet. See how that works out. Never leave the hat. Alright, so a little overview. So it comes down. Intake. Got 2 pipes going all the way down to our big old barrel. And it goes all the way down 600 feet. So I'm going to turn it off. When I get back down there, we'll see what it looks like. Alright, so we made it down, all the way down to the turbine. So, see if I can get down there. So we got it all set up, and it didn't take long at all. So we got the wire going all the way up to the house, which is great. And that was a lovely feat, as well as the piping. I think that's like the most physical, daunting task to do one of these, is the piping and the electrical, and then a little bit of carrying this stuff over here. Of course, it always determines on where you're at, your location. I am actually 600 feet away from my house, and a big old holler, so that's up the mountain. So that's a good 35-degree angle on either side. So right down in the middle. Of course, that's zoom in there. That's intake and all that. This picks up right here. This is the intake that we might go ahead and install it there if it gives us any problems. So pretty nice. Just catches the river. He got a nice spot for his. I mean, he couldn't have picked a better spot, I'd say. So anyways, we'll see how it works out. I think it's going to work fine, especially if we get some rain. Of course, it is summer, so we're going to be expecting a lot more water in the winter time, or when it gets closer to the winter. But let's get to the fabulous turbine. Of course, if you guys want to get one, do a little bit of promotion there for Langston Alternative Power. He has provided us with a fantastic housing, metal, all ready to go. We just had to do this piping all the way around. Of course, set all that for me. So let's see, let me get this thing turned down for you. And we are, let me get this thing focused here. I think that's everybody's problem is focus. So that's 60 pounds. So 20, 40, 60. So we are going to sit you down. Let's see if I can see what you see. Alright, so let's turn it on. Nice and slow. Get back here a little bit. It is quite noisy, I have to say. I would have to say that it's a little raspy. But we're just going to see how long it'll stay with the water supply that we have. That's about almost 50 psi on that. Sounds like we're slowing down a bit. Oh yeah. Turn it off. Alright, so we dropped pretty good. Our water supply is still not significant enough to keep our big nozzle nice and fed. And I hear that rain coming. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on this smaller jet. See what we got there. So I'll just open up these plastic valves because they're a little harder to open smoothly. So I'll show you what I got. Those things are just awful. Alright. So it looks like we're gaining our PSI back. Of course, it's off. Anyways, I'll let that get up. We'll try our smaller jet. Alright guys, so I got the small jet open, playing around with it a little bit. Seems to be spinning pretty good. And I'm kind of maintaining about the same as I was before. And I got the small jet wide open. And I got the bigger one. Woo! I'd say a quarter open. So let's see if we can keep that water supply with that. Now I just heard it change. You probably can hear it. It's like a lower tone now. Too much. Let's close it. So that's what it sounds like with the smaller jet. Not too bad. I mean, it's just not spinning very fast at all. I might leave it at that right there and go up to the house and meter it, because I'm pretty sure we can sustain the small jet. It just wasn't much voltage last time we tested it. Alright, so let's leave it at that. Go up to the house and test it. I'll get it back on, hike up this mountain. Alright guys. Alright, so we're at the Powerwall. So I got the Rover 40 amp charge controller. So I'm at solar at 26 volts now. But our micro hydro is pumping 22.6 volts. So that is at the lower spectrum of our batteries. So if we can maintain, we're almost, well, there's touching 23. Not bad. So I got the wire coming in. And yes, there's a tree growing in my house. I know. But yeah, wire coming in. 3 poles, 3 phase. This is an 80 amp rectifier. So we are, of course, this is open voltage as well. So we're hitting 23. It's actually changed since I've been just messing with it. When I first tested it, it was at 20. So that is maybe a good sign that we're getting broken in a little bit. This is actually the first time that the turbine has been spun up for this long, which has only been about an hour now. So not bad. So I'm thinking about hooking this sucker up to my church controller and seeing how many amps we're pulling. So let's check that out. Alright, so we've been letting it sit for a bit and got it all wired up. Fire all the way to our input there. We're at 25.2, 25.1, 25.2. And we just got rain, so we're going to be putting out some voltage. Probably not on this one jet. It's only a 1/4 inch jet on the hydro. So the next size up, because we have 2 jets on the turbine, is a 3/16. So I'm going to let it rain for a while and then go down and turn that one on and see how much voltage we get off of that one and see how long we can actually run it for. So hopefully it'll rain for a while and we can have at least a couple days on that one. That would be nice. But we are maintaining on a 1/4 jet pretty nicely. This is a 24 volt system, so if I can maintain 25 volts all the time, I will be absolutely happy with that. So yeah, just got screwed everything. Of course, my Ames AC power inverter. It's not a pure sine, it's just a modified. And of course, I'll shut off my battery bank, which is a little bit higher. So it's our battery bank are the SPIM 08 HPs that everybody's been going on about. So I got 9 cells of 7 cells each, 9 packs. And I got the BMSs all hooked up, wired up. So there's all my bird's nest wiring. So positive on that bar, negative on that bar, and that's the charge bar for each, because I got the separate port, not the common port, which is that yellow wire. So pretty nice setup as far as those batteries go. Hopefully all goes well. So I'll check back again after I let it run for a couple hours. So we're probably going to drop down in voltage for a little bit. So we were at 26, now we're at 28. So we're going to run it down since it's raining, and hopefully it'll maintain 25 volts. So let's cross our fingers.